Hi everyone, Andy here from Rarity.market. Today I'm going to interview Eduard Locota. He is a Romanian artist living in Timișoara, born in 1985, and he has more than 15 years of experience in the arts. His work is highly appreciated by individuals, Forbes 500 companies, and royalty. Let's see the interview. Good afternoon, Eddie. How are you?
Hi Andy, I'm great. Hope you're doing fine too. And thank you for inviting me.
Glad to have you here. Looking forward to see what you can tell us about your project.
Yes, thank you.
Should we do a quick introduction? You can tell us about yourself and your background, maybe.
Yes, my name is Eduard Locota. I'm a Romanian artist. I currently work and live in Timișoara city. So I'm an Eastern European artist. I was born in 1985, and I'm, let's say, the second generation of artists in my family. My father also was an artist.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, he was a painter, and when I was young, I was always near him, looking what he was building, what he was making. He did painting. He did also some sculpture, and I was like in a creative environment since young age. So beside this, what can I tell you about me? I am a sculptor. I do like a different type of sculpture, more like functional sculpture. You know, a sculpture that has like 5% also some applied use to it. Uh, I have also, beside my artistic background and academic studies, I've also done maybe interesting cybernetic university. It somehow correlate with maybe all this topic here. So
That's interesting.
basically,
What
that's
attracted you to this world of sculpting and art in general? What was the main reason? Except your father as a figure, role model.
yes, of course. You have your influences, you know, your outside influences that make you go to a certain road. But the thing that maybe I like the most in this is the to be able to be free. You know, I can
Right.
do exactly whatever I want when I want to, the type of works that I want to make. You know, I'm not conditioned to, uh, let's say, a customer come to me and I want exactly this. I can accept it, I can decline it, but basically, what I do is exactly what I choose to do. So it's the freedom that this field of work can give you.
Right, right.
So I'm feeling very lucky for this.
That's fantastic, fantastic. But I'm thinking, I mean, I've seen your works, and I think you need to have a lot of imagination. Um, do you have a lot of imagination for all these kind of different works? Because I don't think that you have two pieces that are similar.
Yes, exactly. Not Well, I do have a collections. You know, I every year I try to make new collections, and I succeed in doing new collection yearly. And obviously, they are tied together with some common theme. But except this, I really try to progress and try new approaches, make new works, and uh, try to have a steady evolution toward a certain goal that I may be looking to.
So I understand that your father had a great influence on you. Was there anything else that attracted you to this world of sculpting and art?
Yes, well, basically, I think since I worked in cybernetics, so I worked a lot with computers. I also had a wish to escape this synthetic environment, and I really wanted to go in a place and in a work field that I could able to put my skills, you know, the hands to work, not only mentally. And I
And
was
use your
very attracted.
imagination.
Yes, of course, of course. I was really attracted to freedom. You know, the sentiment that you can do whatever you want, to go in a field that is not limited or has some constraints that normal workplaces can have on someone. So it was basically the freedom that this field, the arts, can provide to you.
So you
So
mentioned cybernetics.
yes.
Give me 2 words about that. I mean, were you coding? What were you doing?
No, I was working also in design, but design in a virtual environment, like
Okay.
3D modeling, 3D sculpting, or 2D interfaces. I
Mm-hmm.
worked with also with the
Right.
aesthetics
Okay.
in a virtual environment, something like this. I liked it, but it's for me it was extremely tiring and consuming.
So you
You
wanted to
know,
work with your
mentally.
hands.
Of
Mhm.
course, to let the brain rest.
Very cool. Very nice.
But it was not the case.
I
Yes,
see. Okay. Did you have any challenges or at all when you started out?
of course. Imagine when you start something, obviously you're going to a road that you definitely you don't know. You're at the start, it's the beginning of a journey.
Hmm.
So it was like a big fog. You step into a fog, you don't know where to go, what to do, how to approach things. I was able to make some kind of let's say some early works,
Hmm.
that had some flaws, but you get over this material part that you can build something and make something real. But you have some different challenges coming from life, maybe, challenges that of mystery. Like I told you, you're going to a fog. I didn't know how to find not necessarily my clientele, but people to see the world. Since I'm
Okay.
based in Eastern Europe, it's here the atmosphere, at least to art, is very conservative. People
Right.
have a certain viewpoint, it's difficult to present the type of work that I'm making. It's more contemporary, more bold, maybe colorful. It's not something very fitting for a conservative environment. So for me, it was really challenging and intimidating a little bit in the first to find the right audience for the type of work. This was my main challenge. So what could I have done for this?
Hmm.
Try
Hmm.
to step it to go outside my environment that is Eastern Europe and to try to access the whole world. How can you do it now? So with the help of the internet, and everything that it can offer to you, I've made the real steps to try to connect to some outside audience.
That's
It's
cool.
very difficult when you're at the beginning. You don't know exactly where to go, to what door to ring.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but it was good. I found it. This was the most difficult challenge possible. Maybe
So
you're not
online was the
aware of, but
solution for you.
for me, yes, it was the solution. It was very effective solution, and
Hmm.
I could have touched, I don't know, the hearts of some viewer that are not here in Eastern Europe.
Hmm. Hmm.
I will give you an example. Or maybe you know the resin and
Yeah.
wood lamps.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, those lamps, I was the first to make them in the
Okay.
world, and very
Okay.
few
Wow.
people know about them. That I was the one to who made them. So it was somehow of a chance that they got public.
Okay.
After 1 year of work, I didn't do anything with them, and somehow, being backed up by another project, I got some traction, and those land become public. Now everybody from DIY, little craftsmen, they're making them, and somehow they don't know that I was the one, the initial designer who
Hmm. Hmm.
created them, who put a lot of thought and work in it. But it's okay. It's flattering somehow.
Flattering. So
I'm
you're not
very
worried because of copycats.
no, of course not. It's not a copycat. They just like it and they try to replicate it. So
Hmm.
that's great
Hmm.
for me. But it's a challenge. As I told you, it is a challenge. It took me 1 year for one type of products. Um, I don't know, to get some real traction.
How easy it is
Yes.
now.
Sorry.
How easy it is now. Sorry, just misspoke.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Obviously, years have passed, and I have different type of I don't know, of knowledge. I
Hmm.
know how should I formulate my message towards who I should formulate it, and what are the people interested in. And I know already some channels to reach that those customers. It's a niche. It's a very small niche, but it's a
Right.
niche that works for me, and that's great.
Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. And
Exactly.
I was curious to find out what inspires you. You have these amazing sculptures that are also a piece of furniture or stuff that you can put on the
Mhm.
wall,
Yes.
and they're all very unique. What inspired you?
Well, if you have seen my past works, at start I was very inspired by nature, by
Hmm.
surrounding, by geological formation, by water, sea, the oceans. Uh, it's a very deep connection with the human intellect, you know. Nature, sea is very powerful. It's there. It's
Hmm.
in our roots, you know.
I've seen
So
water in your
yes.
works. It's a main element, I think.
Yes, it is. It was, I think,
Was.
because
Hmm.
now I'm not working so much with it, and I try to evolve a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, after I got not got away, but got a little bit distant from my nature inspiration, somehow I got my inspiration, or I'm taking it from society. You know, from the third
Society.
21st century where we live in. Yes.
Okay.
So and how? Maybe it's how why the society, you know, we live in a synthetic world with people becoming synthetic, living with synthetic material or in synthetic places, and this is exactly why
Metaverse.
I'm exactly metaverse.
Hmm.
Exactly, we will get there. I'm 100% convinced of this. It's just a natural step.
Right.
So exactly like this, I've tried to emulate, not necessarily, yes, emulate somehow materials, natural materials. I work with synthetic materials. I will give you an example. I try to create synthetic marble. It's a mix of marble dust with resins,
Hmm.
or charcoal with marble, charcoal with resin. I do synthetic glass. It is the resin that I'm using. I use a lot of compound and mixes of natural materials with synthetic resins. Exactly this to create like an interesting mix that's underscore the synthesis or the synthesis in this society of the 21st century, a very consumerism based century.
So there's a subtle message in your work for future generations.
Yes, yes, exactly. To take
Hmm.
care of nature, how maybe we didn't taking care of it, you know. To be real, to be
Unfortunately,
natural.
yeah. Hmm.
Yes, you have to, I don't know, to try to be natural, to be real, to live in a real society, not necessarily in a synthesis, you know, that
And do you
really
think
surrounds
clients
us
are
with.
getting that?
Even I hope so. I don't know, you know, but even us, look now. So it's a pandemic. It's a synthetic conversation, you know, between me and you.
That's
You're
right. Yeah.
hundreds of kilometers away, you know, I'm here. We function, but obviously it would be much better to function face to face.
Correct.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it is a synthetic process, even
Hmm.
this, what we're doing now, you know.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Um, so that leads me to the next question. What's your working process? Tell me a little bit about that. Your creation process, actually.
Yes, my creation process. Well, I don't know, maybe I come with a prerogative to say like this. I try not necessarily to have financial success or social success or I don't know, artistic success. I really try somehow to create value.
Hmm.
To
Hmm.
this is my core element. I really want to create something valuable. You know that, uh, uh, because with this, this is the goal that I think artists should aspire, and not only artists, to create some valuable work that are really worth making. You don't go the next day thinking, should I have done this type of work? Should I have done this? Put your time and effort to it.
Hmm.
No, so the creative process, I don't know, it's a learning curve, I would say. I really try to learn as much. information as I can to I don't know to learn from. I don't know. Let me give you an
Self-improve,
example.
self-improve.
Yes, exactly. To self-improve,
Hmm.
because like this, I can create better things, I think.
Right.
Oh, I have a process. Let's say I'm in my studio. I work. I work at this as a to a certain work. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
so I have my hands. They're full. They're busy. I'm doing here all the physical stuff that need to be made. You know, to create the work. But in the meantime, I know I have my mind empty. So I try to not to have it empty, listening to music or stuff like this. I listen to, I don't know, a ton of audiobooks and all kind of lectures and talks, or artist
Okay.
talks. I don't know everything that is related maybe to the field, and not only.
Hmm.
Like I'm listening also to Greek philosopher, ancient Greek philosopher.
Oh
So
wow,
it's not
that's
really.
deep.
No, not really. It's normal, you know. This
Hmm.
I think it's normal. It's just you don't necessarily need to be rooted to or to this. You can find very interesting information and get inspiration from talks, you know,
Right.
from society, from ideas. So I
Hmm.
think ideas are the driving motor that push
Right.
this forward. Hopefully, yes.
Do you have like a self-improvement guru that you like, somebody that is a favorite?
Yes, I think it's Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus
Yes,
Aurelius. Well,
yes,
too bad you can't have an interview with him.
yes, I know. But good for us that we have his interviews, you know,
Yeah.
so we can read his intellectual advices.
Hmm.
Yes, a great Stoic, a Roman emperor
Very nice.
that can still give us amazing information even today in this 21st century.
Yeah, that surprises me. I was thinking maybe you will tell me somebody, from, let's say, the 80s or 90s, but not somebody long dead.
Yes,
Very nice.
2000-year-old. Yes,
Very cool. Very cool. That's
influences, you
unique.
know.
Yeah. Hmm.
A rock can influence you. A rock, a simple rock, if it's
Right.
some amazing rock that you can find some connection with it,
Hmm.
you can find influence in anything, in a poem if you want to,
Yeah,
in a
and
book.
create something
I don't know.
unique. Yeah.
Of course, it's about the bond, the mental bond that that thing or idea is making to you.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So when you finish this process and you create a new product that you wasn't really thinking about, at the beginning when you started, and it's finished and clients see it and somebody actually likes it and buys it, what kind of reactions are you getting?
Well, when they buy it, obviously they like it. It's normal. But I did get reaction that maybe were not great, you know, but not for me. For me, there are no bad or good reactions. They're just different reactions. It's a philosophical concept. It's called neophobia. Is the fear? It's an ancient Greek phrase.
Okay.
Or neophobia is the fear of the new.
Right. Okay.
Obviously we are in Eastern Europe and I have some Eastern Europe audience for my
Mm-hmm.
works,
Mm-hmm.
and this fear for the new is definitely there, you know. Maybe the works are more bold than they would expect, or they don't understand it, they cannot fathom why would a work, let's say a functional design piece of 1 ton be in one's home. It's not so functional. It's 1 ton. You have to put it with a crane inside the house, you know. But
Wow.
it's a concept that maybe they don't understand. So it's okay they don't understand it. It's okay they're not super fond to it. And on the other side, there is the neophilia, the one that love the new. Also,
Mm-hmm.
the Greek term, the opposite of the previous one. And
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people that really like the new. It's a very ancient construct of
Do
us
you think
as
it's a
humans.
issue of West and West?
It
Oh,
is
West and
for the
East. Sorry.
moment. Yes, I know what you want to say. Yes, definitely, of course. It's um imagine we're in the east, but we're not so much in the east. There are other even behind us, and it's a circle anyway.
Hmm.
So we're the east of someone. We're
Right.
always the east of someone, you know. But yes, there are differences, obviously.
So
In
the West is
culture,
more open-minded towards your art.
yes, it is. It is.
Hmm.
Yes,
Got it. Okay.
yes, much more open.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's great. Yes.
What was the most beautiful reaction that you've ever gotten?
I don't, I don't know. Let me sit on your work. Can I sit on your work? It was
That
something like
sounds
this.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes, can I sit on your work? Okay, of course, yes. Because many of them of the viewer they don't even want to touch it, you know, to touch the work.
They are afraid that
So
it's fragile or something.
yes, of course, but it's huge. It's not
Hmm.
fragile at all. Yes, it's massive, so you cannot damage it with a finger.
Wow. Okay. That's nice.
Obviously, yes,
Cool.
yes, it's funny anyway.
Well, I know that you recently decided to combine real world art with digital art.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts about NFTs? We've obviously talked about it, but I would like the audience to hear your thoughts as well. Do you think this is something that can help artists get more exposure, or is just a trend that will pass?
Well, definitely, they will get some exposure, obviously, because it's a new market. It's very interesting. I think the NFT market is very prone to the younger generation of collectors, like millennials. They
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
they put a huge traction in the NFTs. Obviously, new collector, young, they have a different perspective. That's great. I don't think it's a trend. I don't think it's yet a trend. It's so novel, so new that it doesn't even cross the limit of trending. I think we will need a few years so it will really become the NFT really become a trend. Now I just think it's like a revolution more than this. I
Okay.
really think it's a revolution in the art market. Like an example, Art Basel. Art Basel is the most the largest, let's say, and most prestigious event or public event or art fair in the world. And on the last edition, they have made a special booth only for NFTs, for digital works. So
Okay.
it was a huge surprise for the art world that is also usually conservative, you know,
Hmm.
especially in
Hmm.
this environment. And it was a huge renowned success for them.
Wow.
So the
Okay.
NFT, yes, great. So the NFT has just entered the market and just is the what we see now is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure, especially your viewers know about Beeple and his over $60 million
Yeah,
sale
definitely.
of his artwork, of course. So it's not something something I don't know, something new, let's say like this.
Hmm.
It's something surprising more, I would say, like a revolution that has just the beginning. And Beeple is one of the artists that are opening a little bit the pages, you know, for the viewers.
Right. And you
But it's
decided to
great.
join the
I'm
revolution.
sure. Yes, exactly. Why not? It's the
Hmm.
beginning. Why not? It's exactly what artists should do, especially for me because I'm somehow in between of these worlds. I work physical works, and I also have, or I'm trying to make now a passage into digital works,
Hmm.
and I think it will work. It's a very very interesting environment. I think. Too bad it's super crowded now for. I'm sure you know, you have seen, Andy, that there are so many young artists or digital artists that just make so much work, but they just put the quantity over the quality.
Right.
So, yes, I think society should, or at least those platforms, to make a very good filtration system, you know, and not to let huge amount of quantity, to make the noise over good quality works.
Right.
So yes, create
So
some value.
you think that your art on the Rarity.market platform will
Mhm.
inspire others to join you to this revolution?
I hope so. I hope so. There is a place for everyone, obviously,
Hmm.
and I definitely would like more to join this. Since a revolution, you cannot do it by yourself.
Right.
You have to do it with an army, you know, and with
Exactly.
peers. Yes, and you have to find someone who believe in your project, and because it is the start.
Hmm.
So I really would advise young digital artists to try to go in this new endeavor, because there is place for it, definitely.
Right. Okay. Cool. My next question is about one of your collections called Sculptural Design.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, my collection of sculptural design, obviously, it's a sculpture that has a function. A
Hmm.
small part of it is a function. So, as I told you previously, I work with synthetic materials. Oh, I work a lot with resin. It's
Hmm.
transparent. It can be opaque. It can be whatever color you want. It's super interesting. Oh, this is the collection that are now public and are not and are live and functional already. So everything that I do it with my own hands. I don't
Just
have
you
like,
alone.
yes, just I also have some aids in some kind of field that I need some help with from
Hmm.
specialists. But all the work that I do, are made by me and by my hands. So
Awesome. That's awesome.
yes, I don't externalize my creations to some other art studio or some other artisans to make it. No,
Right.
whatever you see, it is something that was made by me.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, with this strategy, I cannot necessarily do like a humongous number of artworks like like other artists. They're doing hundreds and hundreds of artworks per year. I like to focus more on making them myself.
Right.
So
So
I
it's
find
it's
this very
very
important.
exclusive, very exclusive, very high end.
Yes, it's very exclusive. It's very personal. It's
Hmm.
extremely personal. It's not something that you order. You put this, that's it, I order. No, it's extremely personal, and I have a dialogue with my customers, or they can write to me, or we exchange emails, or
Do
I
they
when
influence your working process?
it's no, not really. It's difficult for them to influence my work, because whatever I do, I do it because I feel it. I do it
Hmm.
because I believe in it. It's difficult for
Right.
them to influence some of my work. They see the product, they see the artwork, they see the sculpture, and this is what they get. They
I
can
see.
have obviously some, I don't know, one different size or a different color, of course, since I do them by hand,
Hmm.
and sometimes specifically for a customer. That's great for them.
Right. Well, tell me about your customers. What kind of clients are buying this type of art?
They're very different, the type of customers, anyway, what can I say? They have a different vision. Maybe they appreciate obviously the contemporary artworks. Um, they're maybe courageous. They're more bold. They don't go for old-fashioned works like bronze sculptures or traditional artwork like all in marble and that's it. They're adventurous,
Hmm.
and they want to make a statement with their pieces. I had many customers, I think, um, go into this type. I don't know. I've
Are
made
they all
for
private collectors?
not necessarily, or there are many private collectors, but I have been making my work for also royal families, for Forbes
Wow.
500 companies.
Can we ask
It's
who?
unfortunately,
No.
but he will know.
All right. Cool
Yes,
stuff.
that
Okay.
person will definitely know.
Right. Okay.
Yes, who he is. Yes, but it's a very large and respectable royal family with huge pedigree. But anyway, each customer is fantastic, is amazing,
Right.
and I'm happy to have also open-minded customers and friends lately
Hmm.
with them. We talk a lot, so that's great. It's a different interaction. You don't go online, click add to basket, and you have the artwork.
You
It's a
get the
dialogue.
whole world open to you through this art,
Yes,
basically.
of course. I love it. I love talking, interacting with
Mm,
the customer. They don't even have to be a customer. I receive emails. They just send me emails. I love your work. I like it a lot, and stuff like this. That's
cool.
great. We
Hmm.
have a dialogue. I respond to my emails, to my messages. Yes, and
Very
I'm glad.
nice.
I'm grateful for this. Really.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, I know that you're working on a new project, very secret one. It
Hmm.
involves augmented reality
Yes.
and sculptures.
Yes.
Can I ask you for a short spoiler without, giving too much?
Yes, of course you can ask for a little spoiler, but you will be limited in the information you will receive. Well, yes, yes, it is a very nice and interesting project. It is something different compared to what I've done until now. It will be very soon available in public for the eyes of whoever wants to attain. It will be held in very central part of Milano in Italy at Bagatti Valsecchi Museum. It will be during
Okay.
the Milano Design Week in 2022. So it's in June if the pandemic
Okay.
won't
Hmm.
postpone it once again. So it's a very interesting project. Yes, hopefully I know it's a very interesting project. That I have been working on it for over a year. I think
Wow.
I'm already touching the second year of it. So I've kept everything like quite secret, you
Hmm.
know. Yes, it's not top secret, but yes.
Does your wife know?
So uh, yes, she knows.
Okay.
Yes, it would be have been possible not to share with her this information, obviously. Yes, it will be a combined sculptural work with functional sculptures and AR technology. It's something super interesting, and I think people have never seen this before. And this is why I insisted to have it publicly exposed in a very public place, very interesting, with a very
So people can
powerful.
experience it there in Milano?
Yes, yes, of course. They will experience it there in Milano during Milano Design Week. So
Okay.
they
And they
will
can
physically
purchase
be
it
there.
there if they want, or they need to order it
Yes,
from you?
I, I don't know. Yes, they can purchase it there if they really want to.
Hmm.
Yes, of course.
Very
Why not?
awesome. I'm looking forward to see
It
that.
would. Yes, yes. I will send you. I hope to see you there in person. But yes, we know how this pandemic goes.
Yeah. Hopefully it will be
Yes,
better this
yes,
year.
Andy. Yes, hopefully. Yes, I'm positive. I think we're
We
all
have to.
optimistic
We
about.
have to.
Yes, we have to. We have. Yes, that's the only way to go forward, no, and to
Yeah,
look forward. So
exactly.
yes, I hope it will be interesting. I hope it will be interesting. We have put a lot of work in it. It's a big project with many sculpture. I think we're almost 20 works that we want to expose there.
20
So
works. Okay.
yes, yes, yes. We
Will
hopefully we
will
can.
you consider combining that with NFTs as well as you do with your current collections?
Yes, we are thinking of it. It's very interesting. The NFT market is very interesting, and because it's virtual,
Hmm.
with globalization, definitely you want to reach some customers and some collectors and some people that really like your work at the end of the globe.
Hmm.
Now it's difficult since the projects, since the works are physical. Not everybody is able to have this approach, this closeness with the works. But with the NFT, yes, I hope so. I hope so. Why not?
That's fantastic.
It would be
That's
great.
fantastic.
It's a next step, I think, toward the art market,
Hmm.
and a very natural step. I think it's an approach that many should take.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to collaborate with you on this
Yes, thank you,
and the
Andy. Me
future
too.
project. I really appreciate your time, taking you,
Thank you.
to answer the questions and having me today in your living
Yes,
room or studio or wherever you are.
yes. It
Okay,
was a
and
pleasure, Andy. Yes, of
thank you. Same
course.
here.
Anytime, anytime. So if there are some more questions or there are some interesting viewer, they can always send an email or send a message. We are on social media, so you're very
Fantastic.
welcome. Yes.
Great. And for those who are watching, the art from Eduard Locota can be found on Rarity.market. You can click on the link in the description. You will find it there. Feel free to contact Eddie or us for any information. And that's about it. Good luck and great job, Eddie.
Super. Thank you very much. Great talk.
Thank you
Wish
very
you a
much.
lovely day and talk to
Same
you
to
soon.
you.
Bye. Take care.
See you.
Take
Ciao,
care.
ciao. Bye bye.
Ciao.